the pain like I'm Nagato. Got no father like I'm Naruto. Keep the blade on me, Ichigo. Who really wanna go toe for toe? GTR from Tokyo. Diamonds whipping up on the stove. Lucky man like a 4-leaf clove. Diamonds wanna go and put the O.
Hello guys, my name is Nagato, and for today's tutorial, basically I'm going to be showing you guys on how to install some PlayStation portable games onto your modded PlayStation PlayStation 4, not Vita. Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking, but anyways, like I like to stay in all my videos, I would like to talk about the prerequisites. So you would need a modded PlayStation 4, whether it be from firmware 1.76, 4.05, 4.55, or 5.05. In this case, I'm using a modded PlayStation 4 that's on 5.05 firmware. You'll also need a USB stick, whether it be formatted from exFAT or FAT32. Like I like to state, make sure you just, in this case I'm going to use a FAT32 formatted USB stick, but most of the time dealing with the PlayStation 4, it's a good idea that most of y'all guys will format your drives to exFAT, due to the fact that PlayStation 4 games and package files and updates could be well over 17 gigabytes, 20 gigabytes. Is basically over that 4 gigabyte cap, and only FAT32 formatted USB drives could only have files that are lower than 4 gigabytes. But with that being said, I'm going to basically show you a little guide first before I get into the whole, how to install part. So, as I stated in the title and video, the PSP emulator that the Dark Programmer made, I will leave a link in the description to basically download it. So basically, he released this PSPHD GUI, and basically you could take some PlayStation portable games at the moment and then basically convert them into PKG files. So it's like the exact same version of his PlayStation 2 basically package installer. All you would have to do in that program is take any PS2 game and then just let the program do its thing, rather than manually trying to patch the game to make it into a PKG. But noted, as it states here, there's like a lot of research that needs to be done for the current PSP emulation to the PS4, because I think one of the games, I think PaRappa Remastered, some devs out there realized that it was running some PSP or custom PSP emulation. So only at the moment, I have a link right here to this website too. It's basically the compatibility list for the current PSP emulator for the PlayStation 4. As you see, most games are not playable as of right now, and this is from April 1st 2019. And no, this is not an April Fool's joke. It's like literally all these games are unplayable, except a very few amount of like the games are. So like PaRappa, anything that was a PSP remaster essentially can play. The game that I've tested for this method so far, and I could tell you it does work, Bust a Move Deluxe, which is the game we're going to be converting over today. And yeah, so if y'all guys want to help with the site, there's a way on basically testing out any PSP games with this method. And if it is playable, if you head to the website here, you can add a contribution to it. So let's say if you got a game that started with the letter, I don't know, Q, and it works, make sure to add it to this list, so more people could essentially know what games work and what games don't work. Excuse me. But with that being said, what you want to do now is go ahead and download the link from GitHub, and basically you'll get this zip file. I already unzipped it, and then I'll show you the content in the zip file. So there's a setup.exe, and then just all the application files within this stuff, or within this little program. Go ahead and hit setup. I already did this step. It's pretty straightforward. Let it do its thing. But once you set up the exe, you'll get this little icon. It will just basically pop up your desktop. What you want to do now is go ahead and click it, and also of course get one of the games that works from that compatibility list. So if you got like Patapon, Loco Roco, and I think PaRappa, all of those games does work at the moment of recording. So Once it boots up, it basically will have like this really cool GUI, so it kind of looks like the PlayStation 4 menu. All you would have to do essentially once this thing pops up is pull your game, or basically, yeah, put the game on there just by selecting throughout the folders where your game's located, and then it basically makes the package installer. It really does have a really cool GUI, and you could tell that the developer really worked on this process, so shouts out to him for doing that. Oh, so since the program popped up right here, I think there is some main menu music. I have it muted at the moment, but all you would need to do is go ahead and find your ISO by clicking ISO. In this case, it's just taking a little while. So yeah, go ahead and find your ISO. I already have my PSP ISO right here. And then it should automatically pop up the MP title ID and basically make the title for you. You can, I think, customize it, or maybe not. Yeah, I don't think you could customize it with this program, but all you would literally have to do now is go ahead and create PSPHD, and then now it's gonna like create the package file, and then it's gonna ask you where to save it at. I'm gonna just put it in my desktop. So it's creating a param.sfo, creating like the content ID, and you know, all the files that are needed to install. And once the PKG has been created, you want to do now is go ahead and stick in your USB drive to your PC, which I'm doing currently right now. So pop this up. You should get two files: the GP4 project file, and then that's my hard drive, and then basically a PKG. So what you want to do now is go ahead and just copy over. So you can right click, copy, and then now what you want to do is go to your local disk or your hard drive, and then just paste the PKG. This game is like literally 80 megabytes, so it shouldn't take too long. But other than that, that's basically the process for the PC. I'm gonna meet y'all guys back on the PS4 and how to fully install it, and then I'll show you that the game is running perfectly fine. Like I said before, not that many PSP games do work with this method. So I'll meet y'all guys right back on the PlayStation 4. Okay guys, so once you're on your PlayStation 4, now what you want to do is go ahead into the web browser, and then you want to go ahead and run hen plus Mira, or just regular hen. In this case, since I already had this popped up, you can use this website if you want to basically run hen. It may take me a moment or two times to do it. Usually takes me 2 times, but you can either copy this URL in the link, or just use regular hen from X project. But now what you want to do is go ahead and go into settings, go all the way down to debug settings, game, and then you want to go to package installer. And then once you go into package installer, go ahead and find whatever game, or make sure it's the game that you basically just transferred over. In this case, it is ULUS 157. That's the game we just basically transferred over to the USB. So I'm going to go ahead and install it. Usually I skip this step depending on the size, but since it's only 80 megabytes, I'm not gonna worry about it too much. So that's done, and boom, there is your game. Go ahead and click update later, and then now your game should boot up. I know it takes a little while for it to basically pop into the actual game, and that's probably due to the emulation of it. But other than that, it runs pretty fine. So there you go. Yeah, that's how basically you run some PSP games at the moment. If there is a method on how to run all PSP games, I know there's probably with the Linux, like if you have Linux for your PlayStation 4 and you get Linux to run, that method does work. But just for regular PlayStation 4 emulation, At the moment there's no way, so if there is a way, I'll make sure to update you guys. With that being said, please feel free to leave a like and comment below. Make sure to subscribe. I just want to say thank you guys for supporting my channel. I really do appreciate that. With that being said, my name's Nagato and I'm signing out. Peace.